not that song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 963. Hello, it's Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. And today we have Haley.
We're back, baby.
It's been a long time.
Oh, dear.
And it's the return of the much-loved segment called Into an Interview, where I'll talk to the beautiful and talented country music singer-songwriter Madelyn-Victoria, plus Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And the Brewmaster, I Love the Band Slayer.
Really?
No, not really.
No.
But that rhyme just kind of works.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
No. Today I have on the lovely Madelyn-Victoria. She talked to me from the state next to Oklahoma. No, not Arkansas, but Texas. And she says, haha, when I make a joke about Reverb Nation, the website that puts indie artists on. Some people don't like indie artists. They just want to listen to whatever Ariana Grande
Mike's Daily Podcast
is whining about over a drum loop. Hey, did that sound a bit ageist? It's more Nickelodeonist.
Mike's
Although
Daily
I'd never be Nickelodeonist
Podcast
toward their wondrous cartoons.
Yeah!
Those things are watchable no matter what age you are. Are you ready, kids?
Yeah, I don't like SpongeBob in the slightest.
No, really?
In the slightest.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I never watched it as a kid, so I'm sure that contributes to it, but I just found it extremely annoying.
Oh.
And, like, whenever I tried to watch it, it was also always that dumb episode where, like, he drew the caricature of itself, and it came to life with the pencil, and started erasing everything. And it just kind of freaked me out, and it was really weird, because it wasn't that funny of an episode. It was just a weird episode, and,
But there'd be all these funny little asides and little inside jokes and things.
I didn't
like
get
that.
any of them as a kid, and it just contributed to dumb
But
comedy.
it lasted a long time, and it's
Sure, it did.
And
I'm not saying other people shouldn't like it. I'm saying that I thought it was dumb.
And I think it helped a lot of kids get through the trauma of being children's by watching a sponge under the sea
Honestly,
and starfish talking to the sponge.
yeah, that was weird. Starfish are actually devious predators and will murder everything.
What was your favorite Nickelodeon cartoon?
I didn't get Nickelodeon.
You
I didn't get that channel.
Your parents banned you from watching Nickelodeon?
You better believe it.
They banned you from living life.
I watched Reading Rainbow.
With the Forge from Star Trek The Next Generation.
That is true.
What's his real name?
Jordy.
LeVar Burton.
Oh, LeVar Burton. I had it, and then I said Jordy LaForge.
Similar names. But he talked, yeah, so you watched educational shows. I'm proud of you.
Well, I was homeschooled, so it was like my mom had a break.
You had compliments lobbed at you from people saying, that Haley is so intelligent.
What?
And that's probably because of your parents saying, to heck with public schooling, we're going to Schoolhouse Rock our kid at home.
I did watch a lot of Schoolhouse Rock. I did like Schoolhouse Rock quite a bit.
Which one was your favorite?
I did like Conjunction Junction.
What's that? Oh, yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, we have, actually.
Multiply 7 by 4. You get 7 more than you had before.
And I would always jam to the Bill song.
I'm just a Bill.
Just only a Bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. A long, long way. Now I'm sitting here all pretty. I don't know if that's actually the way that it goes. But
it sounds good.
That sounds like the way that it goes.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh, the first bang was the start of the revolution. The men were ready on the move. Get your gun, report to General Washington.
And there was that song with like all the states, and I don't remember what it was called or how it went, but I just remember the video. Like the video that went along with that one was kind of cool, and I just remember like
flashes of it in my head.
Flashes of them, and like the president shaking hands with a very short Napoleon in order to buy Florida.
That's
kind of a thing.
Interplanet Janet, she's a galaxy girl. She comes from the something of the future world. She travels like a rocket through the jazz. There's never been a planet Janet hasn't seen. Oh, we love those. So catchy songs.
Magic School Bus, too. Speaking of Janet,
that was a different show,
planets,
though. That's a show that's different. The Magic School Bus.
Yes.
That's a thing.
But there was also a character named Janet who was in the episode where they visited all the planets.
Oh, maybe a reference then.
I don't think so.
Tell me more about this Magic Bus. Oh, Magic Bus.
Well, Magic, that was basically the theme song.
Okay.
And they would go around.
So they were like students driving around in a bus?
Yeah, and they didn't even have permission slips, which was very unsafe considering they were in extremely dangerous situations on a constant basis.
This is... Like, I remember one... Do you know the only time I've actually watched an episode was just a couple years ago? I was with some friends and my ex-wife, and we went up to that lake that's above Sonora. Mm-hmm. You know, Gold Country. There's a lake up there.
Yeah.
And we went to this lake, and we were with my ex-wife's friend, Christy, who always has to eat pizza. No matter where we go, we had to eat pizza. And somehow, I don't know what magic she has, but she found this cute little kind of nice restaurant, but built kind of like a little lodge. And they served pizza. And what was on the TV screens as we sat and ate pizza?
Magic School Bus.
And so my ex-wife, who was about a decade younger than me, and Christy were like, oh, we loved that show growing up. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't know. Pizza. And so that was my story. Christy ate pizza.
I don't like pizza.
Christy played guitar. She did this thing like Ziggy Stardust. I don't know that song.
Now all I know is Ziggy playing guitar. I borrowed that album from the library once, and I listened to it, and I was like, that's nice. And then I returned it.
Would that be the Podcastro Valleymont library?
It'd be the Podcastro Valleymont main library.
Okay. Is that the one close to where we work in Podcastro Valleymont?
Yes. The large and fancy one.
So a lot of things have happened since you and I spoke. I got really sick. Then you helped me through that show. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Oh, we had Kevin on.
I missed that.
On Friday. And then I went to see Kevin at his brewery that he works at. Ooh. And nobody was in the brewery. And he let me bring Basil in. And all of a sudden, this cute woman comes up to me. She was cute. Because she was cute, and no, that's not a good description. She had beautiful, flowing brunette hair. She had this exquisite sweater on. It's sweater time.
Sweater weather?
It's sweater weather. That's what I meant.
Because it's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in the holes of my sweater.
Who's that?
The neighborhood.
Do you know this girl I work with named Giselle at the other radio station? Huge neighborhood fan. She got to go to a show for free. It's the first time she's discovered that if you tell the publicists for the band that you work for a radio station, you sometimes get comped.
Sometimes, yeah.
And so she got her first comp and got to see the neighborhood. So she and you could have a discussion about the neighborhood, and I could sit out and just...
I know that song only because that was the single that hit top 40 when I was in top 40.
Oh.
And it was called Sweater Weather. So
now I would like to discuss really quickly here that our good friend Monique, did you work with her at KOHL?
No.
Okay, so I worked with her on Thursday night for a Christian thing because I work for this Christian radio station, and we were sponsoring. We had a special speaker come who hosts a show on our radio station. It's a national show, so he flew from like Texas or something to be here. Anyway, while we were there greeting listeners and fans of the station, she and I were speaking, and she goes, "Oh, tomorrow I'm going to be on KOHL." Mm-hmm. I'm like, what time? Noon to 4. Okay, I'm going to listen. So I listened for a half hour. I never heard her talk once. All I heard were the sweepers that go, KOHL, the best music of the Bay or whatever. KOHL. And it was all like...
She must have not been there if there was all sweepers, because I know the clock of that station to a T. Shots.
I took a shot with my lady, and then we got crazy, and then we danced all night, boogaloo. And it was like that. Nobody said boogaloo.
They should have said boogaloo.
They should have said... But
who says boogaloo?
Nobody... Back like in the maybe early 80s, they said... There was electric boogaloo.
There was the electric.
That was the...
And then we'll take you higher.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, I just didn't...
That's Electric Avenue.
Oh, thank you. That's, I'm gonna walk down to Electric Eddie Grant.
Avenue.
And then we'll take you higher. Eddie Grant actually was an established reggae artist before that song hit.
That makes sense.
In the 70s. Go back and listen to his early stuff. You'll go, oh, this is pretty good. It's like Bob Marley ripoff. Listen, all I'm saying is I feel really ageist and Nickelodeonist because I'm just not getting into a lot of the dance stuff now. I'm just sort of like over-danced out.
It took me a while, honestly. It did take me a long while to get into it.
Okay.
Because I used to be like a devoted, old music's the best, why do I mess with anything else type thing. Strangely enough, my musical journey was like a curve. Because I started with like 70s rock. And then it like progressed to psychedelic. So like 13th Floor Elevator. I was listening to Old Blue Cheer, which was like the beginning of metal.
Oh yeah. That was they did the remix.
A lot of Cream.
A lot of Cream.
And then it like went from there into like the Velvet Underground. You know, that kind of experimental stuff. And I just got more into... There was a couple other bands that were a little less known than Velvet Underground, but I was listening to them because they were like experimental. Captain Beefheart, Zappa. And then from there, it just devolved into like Musique Concrete, which is pure experimental found noise. And like John Cage.
Clank, clank.
Yeah, not even kidding. Electroacoustic, which is bloop, 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 bloop. John Cage, who was the composer of 433, I don't know if you're familiar with that song, which is simply 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence.
No.
Look up the orchestral arrangement of it on YouTube. It's fabulous.
I'm not going to look it up.
There's just this entire orchestration just sitting there waiting
not
to play
doing anything.
I'm
going to look it up.
4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay, you've made me look something else up. I was talking earlier about how Haley got me into watching top 5 videos of the weirdest things. You know, these are the top 5 strangest photographs of all time, and you know, this is a person, a hipster that was found, a picture taken in 1923.
And like from that total deconstruction of every single piece of music that I ever listened to, I somehow like jumped to dubstep. And got into that somehow.
Yeah, well, everyone got into dubstep for a while there.
I was a bit late. I really resisted. And then my music tastes just exploded. I like didn't care anymore. Like I was listening to dubstep, hardstyle. It moved to like pop music, because it was good. It was good to me. Somehow, it was very, very strange.
Look who just walked in! Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
There's a disgruntled fiddle player tell you what.
What?
I don't understand dubstep. You having a tough time walking until you fell down into a dub and you stepped in your dub and then you gotta wipe your feet off because it stinks so much? Is that what you're saying, Haley, huh? Frank Zappa, that guy's a crazy liberal.
That's true.
He had a big mustache. He used to yell at Tipper Gore all the time. It was very annoying.
It's true.
I don't like Tipper Gore, though. She's a Democrat.
Thank you for political talk with the Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
Wow.
Yeah, I know a lot of things about a lot of things. Can I say something about Trump being on SNL?
Not unless you promise to always call it Snool from now on.
Alright, he was on Snow, and I didn't watch it because I don't get Snow anymore. I like the Jim Belushi days.
I don't get Snool either. As in, I just don't get it.
Matt, I thought that Larry David was funny on that show because he heckled the Trump. He did. Larry David heckled Trump at one point. I didn't see this episode, but apparently he got $5,000 for doing that.
Well, that's a good career move.
He gets $5,000 for showing up and, you know, losing another hair.
Yeah.
He's bald.
He can't. If he's bald, he can't lose another hair.
He's genius.
Wow.
He keeps a couple growing on the sides.
Just so he can lose them?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a brilliant man. Look who else is Speaking of brilliant men.
Hi, Mike. I'm Mike the Rooper. I'm the Brewmaster. I feel a lot better than last time when Mike was here because Mike couldn't do my voice right. Anyway, I'll cut you, Haley.
Haley, he's threatening your life once again. I know.
Once again, here we are, back at the beginning.
Brewmaster, you say I'll cut you, and you never carry anything sharp.
He's got his hat.
Yeah, that hat looks very deadly.
I don't think he could cut. You could definitely impale.
You're like that James Bond villain that could throw his hat and decapitate people. That's right. The Brewmaster is thinking about his hat, how he can throw it at us and hurt it. Oh, he just threw it at me. Ow. That felt was just so abrasive.
I think I need to change my violent ways.
I agree.
Your words hurt far more than your hat ever will.
I just want to jump in here and say I'm going to vote for Rand Cruiser, not Trump. Larry David is kind of funny.
All right.
We should vote for Larry David.
Yeah, Larry David. Mike, I'm going to go watch Curb Your Enthusiasm right now and eat a bunch of ding-dongs. There she goes.
Ding-dongs.
Ding-dongs. Do they even make those anymore?
Pretty sure they do.
This connection in my headphone isn't very good because all I hear is...
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle that cord more. Do it.
I think that when I do it, a ghost appears behind you.
I love it. Do it more.
That's the kind of thing those pictures from YouTube do. It's like, and these men were standing here. They had just survived World War II, and they just buried a friend of theirs that died.
And his face is right there. I've seen that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a... Anyway, you can listen to this show on all kinds of places. YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spitomatic, Podomatic, Ring Dong, Ding Dong, Ding Dongs.
Mixcloud. Is it gonna go on SoundCloud?
SoundCloud. Yes, today's because Madelyn-Victoria is on our show, and so with music, we like to put it on SoundCloud because there's musicians that appreciate it.
Player FM?
Yes, and then that's it. And then also we're on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and where can they find us? Instagram. Wait. Amazon, if you want to buy anything.
Yay! You can go to MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Make sure that your ad block is off if you're using ad block. We don't judge. I use ad block. And then on the little side, you scroll down slightly, there's this little thing that says, buy things from Amazon. You type in whatever you want. It's getting into the holiday season. You want to be buying all your presents.
You have a very nice little fleece sort of sweater thingy on right now.
I do. It's very warm.
It's not fleece, though, is it?
Under it. No, it's...
Oh.
But anyway, just type it in there, and then click it, and then buy it, and then it won't cost you any more money than just going to Amazon, but they, throw us dog scraps.
That's right. We love dog scraps.
Yum, yum, yum.
So delicious. Little bits of kibbles and bits. And then there's the PayPal if you want to become an Inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and have all the cafe characters from Cafe Anyway say hello to you. And your comments, we read on the section emails from email and your comment, not so comments. So you can comment on Twitter, Facebook, and email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Now, into an interview.
We'll do that when we come back.
Okay. Hold that thought.
Into an interview.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Madelyn-Victoria. Are you in Texas right now, or where are you at?
Yes, I am. I'm in South Texas right now at my home.
Taking a break and...
Yes, I have about 4 shows this week, so I'm just, taking it easy, practicing,
And is your band also from South Texas?
Yes, we're all from here. I do play with a lot of different players that I've met across even in Nashville and also all across Texas, but my main guys that play for me are from where I'm from, so it's pretty cool.
And how did you get into performing and singing? When did you first write a song?
Well, actually, it all started, I was about 5 years old when I first started singing. It was just naturally to me, something that's always been within me. I mean, my family on my mom's side, very talented, my uncles, my cousins. But, when I started to songwrite, that came on my own, and I was about 13 years old. And that, from there I would just write different lyrics and different little sayings and poems actually were a lot what I wrote. And I started learning guitar around 15 years old, and from there, it just all came together so naturally. And, I started playing for my family, and it's been nonstop ever since then.
Wow. And didn't you once opened for the Jonas Brothers or something earlier?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I was about 15 years old when my parents took me to a talent search here in Deep South Texas, and these people were from the Dallas area, and they were. It was a really great group of people who were looking for talent and different agents and whatnot, and from there I got cast for a group called Radio Disney Superstars, and this was associated with Radio Disney at the time. And what they did was they got a group of us who can sing and dance and eventually act, but that didn't go into play for me. I had other things going on, but at the time I spent the summer in Dallas with a family up there that was housing me, and we did different performances for different events, and the biggest event that we had that summer was opening for the Jonas Brothers, which was pretty cool. They had just really blown up. It was one of their first concerts together, a big concert, sold out at a water park, I believe, and it was the opening act, and it was really, really neat and a good experience for being that young, and also for just everything. Yeah, it was really great.
Do you remember some of the songs you did?
Actually, yeah, the one song that I got to perform that I remember right now is actually a Selena song, a Tejano song. I don't know if you're familiar with the late Tejano singer Selena.
Yeah.
It was a song called Como la Flor, and everybody loved it. I didn't expect that, because here in Deep South Texas, it's very common, and a lot of people love her, but in northern Texas as well, we were in the Dallas area, like I said, and it was pretty cool. A lot of people enjoyed it, and it was super fun.
Wow! So you got to sing in Spanish.
Yeah, I do sing. I sing, of course, country, but Spanish is another. I sing a lot. I used to be in a mariachi band.
Oh my God!
And so I used to sing that a lot, and I actually write. I'm starting to write a lot more in Spanish. I do have a song which in the future I hope to record, called "I Could Be Your Señorita," and it's half in Spanish and half English, and it's a country song. So I think people would probably like that. Something that I hope to do in the future.
Muy bueno. That's awesome. And then so, did you do that other Selena song that I could fall on?
I've never done that one publicly, but I do know all Selena songs by heart. So.
Wonderful. And then, all right. So I have a bunch of questions. I have to ask you, what was it like growing up in Harlingen? Is it Harlingen?
Harlingen. You could just pronounce, the G is Jen, so Harlingen.
Harlingen.
Well, and just to be exact, Harlingen and San Benito is where I'm originally from, San Benito, Texas, and they're right next to each other.
Oh,
We're basically the same town, but it was great. It's sort of a little big town. We've got a lot of land and fields and just a really country feel. I live out in the country, but also, it's a town. We got a Walmart and a grocery store. That's pretty much it that we got here. And but it was just really great. My parents, we've lived here at the same house my whole life. Really raised me on really good values, and I had a lot of great friends. And being able to sing here locally and regional out to the region, it was just a really great time. and me and my family, we love to go out and do outdoors, things all the time. We fish. My uncles, all of them hunt, and I do a little bird hunting and anything. We're always at the beach as well, just hanging out. We're right next to South Padre Island.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I haven't been there. No, it looks beautiful though.
Yeah, it's really great. So we're always out there, and then also growing up here, just nothing else better to do but to go out dancing at the honky tonks and the country bars. So that I've been doing for a while, just hanging out with friends, and just a lifestyle that I love, a simple life, really. And I do love to travel, and I love to see other places and learn from people and learn from experiences. But to always be able to come back home is really great, and I'm just so blessed to do both.
I saw you played at Louie's backyard. That looked like a neat place.
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty popular place here on South Padre. People all over the world have been there and performed there. And being able to perform there, it's really neat. You get a different kind of crowd. And it's usually not even locals that go out there, which is cool. I mean, you get to know a lot of people that are just from everywhere. So that's pretty neat. It was pretty neat.
I like the song. Now, your latest single is called He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor.
Uh-huh.
And you made a neat little video in it where you got on some, like Daisy Dukes or something.
Yeah.
And your voice almost kind of, you've got a beautiful voice, beautiful country voice. And it also reminds me of another singer that I really enjoyed who was not in country, but she did some, folk stuff. Natalie Merchant from 10,000 Maniacs. Do you remember her?
I know of her name. I don't probably know the music as well. Maybe if I heard a song, I'd recognize it. But no, I've heard many different, comparisons of my voice. But that's the first one. That's really cool.
Oh, was there one? They say I am the one, the God's own creation.
I think I could hear it.
Or these are the days. Whoa.
Yeah.
These are days you'll remember. Oh, trouble me. Convince me when it did it.
I think I could get that. You do really well. You're a good singer.
I have a bunch of her albums. Anyway, it kind of reminded me you've got that sultriness in there, and it sounds great. So tell me about the song He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor.
Yeah, I wrote this probably about 4 years ago, I would say. I finished it up kind of quickly, usually.
Wait. You wrote the song?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're a songwriter. Have you written a lot of these songs that I heard?
Yeah. I wrote all those.
Madeline, I'm in love with you. You're so talented. Wow, you're so impressive. Anyway, I'm sorry, it didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
No problem. Like I said, I wrote it about 4 years ago. Basically, what influenced me, and it just came to me going out, like I said earlier, to all the dance halls and honky-tonk country bars all over Texas and here at home, especially in a small town where you can go out and you see a guy or a girl that you're just flirting with, making eye contact with, and you end up dancing all night, maybe numbers exchange, whatever. But it's always that physical attraction that happens wherever you're at, I guess, when you start talking to somebody. So that's basically why I wrote it. I know a lot of people can relate to that, and it just started to flow, once that line was came to me, and from there, just like I said, it flowed, and it describes, just basically a night out at the dance hall. And in the music video, you could see that was filmed in San Antonio at a big dance hall called Cowboys. And that happens a lot there. I've been to Cowboys a lot, and, a lot of people go out there to find somebody to dance with, and you never know. It could continue more, or it could just be that night, or just next weekend again, you meet up again just to dance. So, yeah, I know a lot of people have been, throughout the years, I've been playing it, and finally now it's getting out. But a lot of girls, especially girls and guys too, say, oh, that girl only loves me on the dance floor, but they really can relate to it. It's pretty cool to get my music out there, this song out there more to people that hopefully can relate to it even more.
Madeline, this is like the female version of the Mickey Gilley song, Don't the Girls Look Prettier at Closing Time? Where he's singing about being at a honky-tonk and the women look great. But then, of course, the
the implication. I can't speak today. The implication is that as you leave the bar, they become less pretty.
Yeah.
So maybe these guys are becoming less attractive as you leave the dance floor.
Yeah, that's pretty much, that could be whatever which way you want to portray, like, get the gist from whatever the song is. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I'm going to play it right now. Where can they find the song, Madelyn-Victoria?
They can get it off of Amazon, iTunes, all internet, retail stores out there. I mean, if you Google it up, it'll pop up. So, yeah, I hope everyone likes it and gets it.
Let's play it now on Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's Friday night, looking for a good time. It's been a long week and he's on my mind. I won't give in. Lord knows it's a sin, but this whiskey should do the trick. He only lets me on the dance floor. He must be crazy, holding on to me so tight. Underneath the neon lights, I shouldn't let him. I must be crazy, but here we go, round and round, our silence underneath the sound. I need to leave. Look at him staring at me. I'm walking on Temptation Street. I know his thoughts. They're saying, come back to me, and I can't help but get lost. He only lets me on the dance floor. He must be crazy, holding on to me so tight. Underneath the neon lights, I shouldn't let him. I must be crazy, but here we go, round and round, our silence underneath the sound. He only lets me on the dance floor. He must be crazy, holding on to me so tight. Underneath the neon lights, I shouldn't let him. I must be crazy, but here we go, round and round. He only lets me on the dance floor.
Madelyn-Victoria! Yay! Well, part 2 tomorrow. Well, you're still holding that thought?
So Mike, I left a comment, and I never got a response to my comment.
Oh, let's go outside of Cafe Anyway. We're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valleymont.
Look at this, he's just avoiding my question and / comment. Again, by just walking out on me.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the podcast picture today is of Madelyn-Victoria. She's so pretty in her dress, and she's out like in a countryside and it's pretty. So see that picture now, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. I don't know what comment you're talking about.
It was on a YouTube video, but I don't think you checked those YouTube comment, like your first YouTube account.
What? How long ago was this?
Last week, sometime. When you talked about the police.
No, you left something? Mm-hmm. All right, it's going to take me like 20 minutes to find it right now, so can I just look it up for next time?
Nah, you don't have to look it up for next time. Just know that you ignored my comment and I am sad.
All right, bring it up next show, and I will have read it by then. I don't mean to ignore you, and yeah, I don't know why. Supposed to get notifications if somebody comments on YouTube.
It's glitchy if you have 2 accounts.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the dual type thing.
I do have 2 YouTube accounts.
Yeah, where it's like one through email unless your Google Plus account or something like that.
Haley, I feel like I'm missing so many topics that I wanted to discuss with you.
Well, it's been how long?
I guess we're going to have to save some for the next show.
I guess so.
We've covered a lot of ground today, though.
Yeah. I was thinking, I think a lot on my ride over here, and I usually can't remember anything that I think of. Yeah. But I was thinking of how, screwed up our perception is in America and in California. Because we have this storm that's supposedly coming, right? This big El Nino storm. Yeah. And they're saying it's going to be bigger than, the huge El Nino that hit this area in 1997. Oh. Which caused, especially in Southern California, it caused, houses to just be falling into the sea. Yeah. And stuff like that. I mean, it was really big, and it caused a lot of property damage and deaths and stuff. Mm. And I was thinking, because we just had, a few weeks back in Southern Carolina, I think it was.
Southern Carolina?
We just had a bunch of flooding. I think it was in South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
It was really bad flooding. Yeah. And they were 9 people are dead in this flood. And and my initial thought is, that's not too bad. That's less than most mass shootings. And we're in a drought right now. So, if we got that much rain here and 9 people died, be less than most mass shootings, and we'd be able to cure our drought. And if there was a mass shooting that was gonna happen, everyone would stay indoors because it was raining so hard, and they wouldn't shoot anyone. Oh, Haley, your circuitous logic is rather fascinating. It's kind of screwed up. I was just thinking, that's sort of the perception that I guess at least I have from living in America and whatnot of stuff like that. I think what is going to happen are people are going to hear the end of this podcast that live in other parts of the country and are going to hate us. Yeah, they do anyway. Oh. We need more rain, though. We're dry. We do. It was raining a little bit, and I was happy yesterday. Yeah. I'm always happy when it rains, which is a garbage song. That's right. I'm only happy when it rains. Shirley Manson. Mm-hmm. Lovely lady. Yeah. This has been a great show. Mm-hmm. I think now that we've come to the end of this show, I should get out my umbrella, Ella. And we'll end it there. No? Sure. I feel like that's not a good spot to end it, though. Oh, well, I will end That's a better spot.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!